The world owes you nothing. What are you waiting for? For someone to knock on your door and hand you the life you always dreamed of? For someone to look at you and say, "Here it is, this is your moment"? Wake up. The world won't stop because you suffered. The world won't give you anything just because you think you deserve it. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to rescue you. And you know why? Because the world owes you nothing. If you don't get up now, if you don't decide to fight right now, you'll spend your whole life sitting, waiting for a miracle that will never come. The world owes you nothing. But you owe yourself victory, discipline, effort, transformation. So decide. Will you keep complaining? Or will you rise today and build the life you were born to live? The story of Rafael. Rafael was born in a neighborhood where dreams die fast. His father, gone, walked out when Rafael was just a boy. His mother, she carried the weight of the world. 3 jobs. 3. Just to keep the lights on, just to keep food on the table. Every night, Rafael would hear the same words from people around him. Don't worry, one day someone will give you a chance. Just wait, when the government changes, everything will get better. He believed it. He held on to that hope. But days turned into months, months into years, and nothing changed. Nothing. He went to school, but halfway through high school, he dropped out. Teachers didn't believe in him, classmates laughed at him, and the system didn't care about him. He tried to get a job, but every door slammed in his face. You don't have experience. You're not qualified. You're not the one we're looking for. Rafael started to get bitter, angry. He would sit with his friends, complaining. Life is unfair. Why is it always me? Why does the world treat me like this? He shouted, he cursed, he cried. But nothing changed. The world didn't move because Rafael was mad. One night, everything broke. He saw his mother coming home. She was exhausted, her back bent, her feet swollen, her hands trembling from fatigue. And still, she managed a weak smile, just to let him know she was okay. That's when it hit him like a punch in the chest. Nobody was coming. No savior. No miracle. No handout. The world didn't owe Rafael a single thing. If he wanted to see change, if he wanted to give his mother a better life, if he wanted to rise out of the mud, it was on him. That night, Rafael made a decision. He stopped waiting. He stopped begging. He stopped blaming. The next morning, he grabbed a cooler, filled it with water bottles, and started selling on the street. People laughed at him. "Man, you're selling water? That's pathetic." But Rafael didn't care. He was moving. He was building. During the day, he hustled. At night, while his friends partied, Rafael locked himself in with an old phone. Cracked screen. Slow internet. But he didn't care. That phone became his university. He studied business, sales, marketing, motivation, anything that could feed his mind. He traded comfort for progress. He traded excuses for effort. And years later, that effort turned into something real. He saved money, invested in himself, and built his own business. The same people who laughed at him, now they asked him for advice. But listen to me, this is the key. It wasn't luck. It wasn't charity. It wasn't because someone finally gave him a chance. It was because Rafael faced the hardest truth of life. The world doesn't owe you anything. Not an opportunity, not a break, not a single ounce of sympathy. Rafael built his future with his own hands. Brick by brick. Day by day. Pain by pain. And if he could do it, coming from nothing, coming from rejection, coming from a place where the odds were stacked against him, then you can too. But only if you stop waiting. Only if you stop blaming. Only if you stop thinking the world owes you something. Because it doesn't. The world owes you nothing. And that's the best gift it could ever give you, because it forces you to earn it. The first truth: stop waiting for a savior. Listen to me. Too many of you are sitting around, waiting. Waiting for somebody to show up and fix your life. Waiting for a teacher, a boss, a mentor, a politician, a miracle. But let me tell you the truth right now. Nobody is coming. Rafael learned that the hard way. For years, he sat waiting, just like you. He thought if he complained enough, somebody would hear him. He thought if he prayed without action, maybe the universe would magically deliver. But nothing came. And I need you to hear me. You're wasting your life waiting for somebody else to give you permission. You want success. You want freedom. You want to take care of your family? Then stop sitting at the bus stop for a bus that doesn't exist. Nobody is driving that route. Nobody is pulling up with opportunity written on the side of the vehicle saying, "Hop on, it's your turn." That bus ain't coming. See, when Rafael saw his mother broken, working herself into the ground, he realized, if he didn't get up, nobody was going to rescue them. If he didn't start selling water, if he didn't start grinding, they would be stuck in that cycle forever. And that's your reality too. Stop believing in fairy tales. Stop waiting for rescue. Stop waiting for a handout. The world doesn't owe you a single opportunity. The world doesn't owe you a breakthrough. The world doesn't owe you a new beginning. But you owe yourself effort. You owe yourself action. You owe yourself the grind. And listen, this is where most people fail. They confuse waiting with faith. They sit still and call it patience. They stay broke, they stay lazy, and they try to dress it up as waiting for the right time. No. Faith without work is dead. Hope without hustle is nothing. Dreams without grind are nightmares. You say, "I'm waiting for the right moment." There is no right moment. The right moment is the second you decide to move. The right moment is when you stop making excuses and start making progress. You say, "I'm waiting until I feel ready." You will never feel ready. Rafael didn't feel ready when he started. He was scared. He was embarrassed. People laughed at him. But he did it anyway. And that's the difference. Stop waiting for confidence. Confidence comes after the action, not before it. Stop waiting for the plan to be perfect. Perfection is a trap. Start where you are, with what you have, and build as you go. Stop waiting for people to believe in you. Nobody believed in Rafael at first. They mocked him. They doubted him. But guess what? Their belief wasn't required. The only belief that mattered was his own. Here's the truth. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to drag you out of bed. Nobody is going to force you to write that book, start that business, lose that weight, make that change. It's on you. All of it. And that's not bad news. That's the best news you'll ever hear. Because if it's on you, that means you don't have to wait. You don't have to depend. You don't have to beg. You can move now. You can change now. You can start now. Rafael learned the first truth. The world owes you nothing, and no savior is coming. And when he stopped waiting, that's when everything changed. And if you stop waiting, if you stop looking outside for what's already inside, you'll change too. So the first truth is simple. Stop waiting for a savior. Start becoming your own. Life is unfair. So what? Let's keep it real. Life is not fair. Some of you were born into struggle. Some of you grew up with nothing. No father. No support. No money. No safety net. And you've been angry about it your whole life. But hear me, life doesn't care. Rafael didn't get to choose his father walking out. He didn't get to choose his mother breaking her back every day just to keep the lights on. He didn't get to choose being broke, being rejected, being overlooked. He didn't choose it. But he had to face it. And so do you. I know, it hurts. It feels like everybody else got a head start. Some people were born with money, connections, opportunities. You were born with obstacles. And every time you look at them, you feel behind. But let me tell you the truth. Crying about fairness will not change your future. The world is not fair. It never has been, and it never will be. The world doesn't give equal chances. The world doesn't care about balance. The world doesn't stop and say, "Wait, let's make sure everyone has the same shot." No. The game started before you even got on the field. Some people are ahead, some people are behind. That's reality. But here's the question that matters. What are you going to do with the hand you've been dealt? See, Rafael stopped blaming the unfairness. He could have said, I don't have a father, so I'll never make it. He could have said, I dropped out of school, so there's no chance for me. He could have said, it's not fair, so I'll just quit. But he didn't. Instead, he looked at the cards in his hand, and he played them. He said, I don't have much, but I've got hustle. I don't have money, but I've got energy. I don't have opportunity, but I've got discipline. That's how you win the game, even when it's unfair. Listen, life is unfair, but unfair is not unbeatable. You think the people at the top had it easy? No. They just refused to quit. They refused to let unfairness be their excuse. Look, I get it. You've been through pain. You've been through loss. You've been rejected. You've been hurt. But let me ask you this. Does your pain give you permission to stop? Does unfairness give you a free pass to waste your life? No. If anything, unfairness should push you harder. If the world is stacked against you, then you fight twice as hard. If the system doesn't believe in you, then you outwork the system. If life handed you scraps, then you build a feast with scraps. Stop expecting life to be equal. Stop expecting the rules to be fair. Play the game anyway, and play it to win. Rafael didn't wait for the rules to change. He didn't wait for life to be fair. He moved while it was unfair. And because he moved, he changed everything. So let me tell you this, yes, life is unfair. So what? Crying won't fix it. Complaining won't fix it. Wishing won't fix it. Only work will. Only grit will. Only discipline will. The world doesn't owe you fairness. But you owe yourself the fight. So stop looking at what's missing. Start using what's in your hands. Stop focusing on who's ahead. Start focusing on your own lane. Stop wasting energy on what's unfair. Start investing energy into what's possible. Because at the end of the day, the scoreboard doesn't ask if the game was fair. The scoreboard only asks, did you win? And if you want to win, you can't cry about fairness. You can't sit in self-pity. You can't give up. You've got to fight. You've got to grind. You've got to keep moving. Life is unfair. So what? That's not an excuse. It's your challenge. And if you accept it, if you embrace it, if you fight through it, you'll rise above it. Turn pain into fuel. Pain. Everybody in this room knows pain. For some of you, it's the pain of growing up without a father. For some of you, it's the pain of watching your mother work herself into the ground just to keep food on the table. For some of you, it's the pain of rejection, the pain of failure, the pain of being overlooked again and again. And here's the truth. Pain will either break you, or it will build you. Rafael had every reason to quit. He had every excuse. He could have said, I dropped out, I'm broke, I don't have a chance. He could have drowned in his pain. But he didn't. He flipped it. That night when he saw his mother come home exhausted, her feet swollen, her back bent, her smile weak, that pain lit a fire inside him. He didn't let that pain destroy him. He let it drive him. See, most of you run from pain. You avoid it. You numb it with distractions, with alcohol, with parties, with excuses. But you don't understand. Pain is the greatest source of energy you'll ever have. Pain is fuel. When Rafael felt the shame of rejection, he studied harder. When he felt the loneliness of being laughed at, he pushed deeper. When he felt the hunger of being broke, he hustled stronger. Pain became his gasoline. Pain became his motivation. Pain became the thing that made him unstoppable. Listen to me, you can take the very thing that hurt you the most, and you can make it your greatest weapon. If they abandoned you, use that pain to prove them wrong. If they doubted you, use that pain to show them you're unstoppable. If life rejected you, use that pain to keep knocking until the door breaks open. Stop letting pain make you bitter. Let it make you better. Stop letting pain paralyze you. Let it push you forward. Because here's the truth. Pain is permanent if you sit in it, but pain is temporary if you move through it. Rafael didn't numb his pain. He didn't drown it. He didn't hide from it. He transformed it. He took what was meant to crush him, and he turned it into the reason he kept standing. That's what you've got to do. When you feel pain, don't cry, don't quit, don't complain, convert it. Turn it into energy. Turn it into drive. Turn it into obsession. Some of you don't realize, your pain is the very thing that will set you apart. The people who never struggled, the people who never hurt, they don't have your fire. They don't have your hunger. They don't have your fight. Your pain is your edge. Your pain is your advantage. So when life hurts, and it will, don't run. Lean into it. When people betray you, and they will, don't collapse. Use it. When you fail, and you will, don't stop. Build with it. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your teacher. Pain is your trainer. Pain is your fuel. And if you can learn to turn pain into fuel the way Rafael did, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop you. So the next time you feel pain, don't ask, why me? Ask, what will I do with this? Don't ask, when will this end? Ask, how can this push me? Because when you understand that pain is power, pain is purpose, pain is fuel, then the very thing that tried to break you will be the thing that builds you. Success is not charity. Success. Everybody wants it. Everybody talks about it. But too many of you are waiting for success like it's a donation. Let me make it clear right now, success is not charity. Nobody's walking up to you with a gift bag saying, here's your dream. Here's your $1 million business. Here's your freedom. No. Success doesn't come wrapped with a bow. Success doesn't come on clearance. Success doesn't go on sale. You've got to pay for it. And the currency is blood. The currency is sweat. The currency is discipline, sacrifice, and time. Rafael learned this. When he first started hustling, he thought maybe, just maybe, someone would notice his effort and reward him. But guess what? Nobody came. Nobody gave him a handout. Nobody said, here, Rafael, you've worked hard enough, take this shortcut. No. He had to grind for every step forward. He had to earn it. And that's what you don't get. Success is earned, not donated. You say you want success, but do you want to pay the price? You say you want freedom, but are you willing to sacrifice for it? You say you want to change your life, but are you ready to bleed for it? Because success has a price tag. It costs your comfort. It costs your sleep. It costs your weekends. It costs your excuses. And most people aren't willing to pay. That's why most people stay broke. That's why most people stay stuck. That's why most people talk big but live small. Listen, success is not a gift. Success is a transaction. The world says, show me your effort, show me your grind, show me your consistency, and then I'll give you the results. But you can't cheat the system. You can't fake the grind. You can't expect to put in minimum work and get maximum reward. Some of you treat success like a lottery ticket. You're waiting for one lucky break. But success is not the lottery. Success is a bill. And it's due every single day. Rafael paid it. Every morning he got up, tired but determined. Every night he studied, while others partied. He didn't complain about the price. He paid it. And eventually, the world gave him what he earned, success. So stop waiting for somebody to bless you with success. Stop waiting for life to hand it over. Success is not charity, it's conquest. If you want it, you fight for it. If you want it, you sweat for it. If you want it, you sacrifice for it. And if you don't want to pay the price, don't cry when you don't get the reward. Because success will never knock on your door and say, here, take me for free. Success doesn't beg to be chosen. You've got to chase it, capture it, and chain it with your discipline. Here's the bottom line. You will never rise higher than the work you're willing to do. You will never reap more than the seed you're willing to plant. You will never collect more than the sacrifice you're willing to make. So stop acting like success owes you. It doesn't. Stop acting like life is going to gift you greatness. It won't. Success is not charity. It's the receipt you get after you've paid with discipline. It's the harvest you collect after planting in tears. It's the reward for never quitting when everyone else did. And the question you've got to answer is this: are you willing to pay the price? Nobody will feel sorry for you. Let me tell you something real. Nobody cares about your tears. I know that sounds harsh. I know it cuts. But it's the truth. You can cry, you can scream, you can shout about how unfair life is. And guess what? The world keeps moving. Life doesn't pause because you're hurting. Bills don't stop because you're sad. Opportunities don't freeze because you're tired. Time doesn't care about your excuses. Rafael learned that lesson early. When he was broke, when he was rejected, when he failed, he wanted somebody to notice. He wanted someone to step in and say, "Don't worry, Rafael, I'll take care of you." But nobody came. Nobody felt sorry for him. And at first, that broke him. But then he realized, pity won't build your future. Action will. See, some of you are addicted to sympathy. You post your pain online hoping for likes and comments. You tell your sad story over and over, waiting for someone to rescue you. But let me tell you right now, sympathy is not a strategy. You can't build a dream on pity. You can't build a legacy on handouts. You can't build a future waiting for people to feel sorry for you. Listen, nobody owes you comfort. Nobody owes you encouragement. Nobody owes you understanding. The world doesn't owe you a shoulder to cry on. The world only respects results. And here's the thing, the longer you sit in self-pity, the longer you delay your progress. While you're crying, someone else is grinding. While you're feeling sorry for yourself, someone else is building. While you're complaining, someone else is collecting the reward. The world doesn't slow down for your pain. It doesn't pause for your story. It doesn't stop to give you time. So what do? You get up. You wipe your face. You push forward. Nobody will feel sorry for you, but that's not bad news, that's your freedom. Because it means you don't need anyone's permission to rise. You don't need anyone's sympathy to win. You don't need anyone's pity to succeed. Rafael stopped waiting for sympathy. He stopped looking for validation. He stopped crying about his past. And that's when everything changed, when he realized the world didn't care about his excuses, only his effort. So hear me, you've got two choices. You can drown in self-pity, keep complaining, keep waiting for someone to save you. Or you can rise up, take control, and write a new story with your own hands. Stop crying. Start grinding. Stop waiting. Start moving. Stop asking for pity. Start demanding results from yourself. Because when it's all said and done, nobody will remember how sad you were. They'll only remember whether you built something, whether you made it, whether you changed your life. Nobody will feel sorry for you. And they don't have to. Because you don't need pity, you need purpose. You don't need sympathy, you need strength. You don't need tears, you need tenacity. So get up. Wipe the tears. Stand tall. Keep swinging. Keep grinding. Keep pushing. Because the truth is, pity won't get you paid. Pity won't get you freedom. Pity won't build your dream. But discipline will. Effort will. Consistency will. Nobody will feel sorry for you. And that's exactly why you've got to feel responsible for yourself. Your life is your responsibility. At the end of the day, after all the pain, after all the excuses, after all the waiting, it comes down to one thing. Your life is your responsibility. Not your parents. Not your teachers. Not your boss. Not the government. Not the world. It's on you. See, Rafael wasted years blaming. He blamed his father for leaving. He blamed the system for being unfair. He blamed society for ignoring him. But blaming never put food on the table. Blaming never paid the bills. Blaming never changed his situation. And the day he stopped pointing fingers was the day he started winning. You've got to hear me, as long as you blame, you stay powerless. As long as you wait for someone else, you stay stuck. As long as you refuse responsibility, you refuse transformation. But the second you take full ownership, everything shifts. Because when it's your responsibility, it's also your power. When it's your responsibility, you can change it. When it's your responsibility, you can rewrite it. Some of you are living like passengers. You're sitting in the back seat of your own life, letting fear, letting excuses, letting other people drive you wherever they want. And then you wonder why you're lost, why you're stuck, why you're unfulfilled. Get out of the back seat. Get behind the wheel. This is your car. This is your journey. This is your life. Nobody else is going to steer it for you. And if they do, it won't be where you want to go. Stop blaming your past. Stop blaming your environment. Stop blaming your circumstances. Yes, they're real. Yes, they hurt. But they don't own you. You own you. And until you take responsibility, you will never take control. Rafael understood that. That's why he rose from nothing. That's why he built his business. That's why he changed his life. Because he said, "This is my responsibility. Nobody's coming to save me. Nobody owes me. It's on me." And that mindset is what turned him from a dropout selling water on the streets into a man who built freedom for his family. That's the message for you. It's on you. If you want to be great, it's on you. If you want to change your family tree, it's on you. If you want to rise from the bottom, it's on you. If you want to leave a legacy, it's on you. No excuses. No waiting. No blaming. Listen, responsibility is not a burden. It's a gift. Because the moment you accept full responsibility is the moment you unlock full power. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait for luck. You don't have to wait for fairness. You don't have to wait for opportunity. You create it. You build it. You fight for it. So stop living like the world owes you. It doesn't. The world owes you nothing. But you owe yourself everything. You owe yourself effort. You owe yourself discipline. You owe yourself greatness. And the truth is this: when it's all said and done, your life will either be a masterpiece or a mess, and the difference will be whether you took responsibility or made excuses. So today, decide. No more waiting. No more blaming. No more excuses. Take the wheel. Take control. Take ownership. Because this is your life. And your life is your responsibility.